Honorable Deputy Minister for Works, Transport and Communication, Engineer Atashastian Detier, Honorable Regional Commissioner for Mwanza Region, my brother, John Mongela, Bella Bird, World Bank Country Director for Tanzania, Malawi, Burundi, and Somalia, all protocol observes. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am standing here this morning very much delighted to be one of the speakers on the official openings. And let me take this opportunity to say that we at Tanzania Civil Aviation Authority support these kind of initiatives, the one like Lake Victoria Challenge initiative. As we all know that Lake Victoria Challenge initiatives aims at improving about the lives of 30 million people around the region. With this kind of initiatives, we as the regulator of the industry are very much obliged to support, since it is invariably bringing new evolution in the civil aviation industry, specifically on the use of the very lower airspace. As we all know that drones operates on this very low airspace, and for quite some time, the very low airspace have never been effectively utilized for the carriage of goods and services from one point to another to support economic and social development. So I feel proud to be in your midst in the quest for the improving the technologies in the aviation industry and for the community services and goods delivery. And we at TCAA promise to continue to be part of this very dynamic and evolutionary exercise that is happening in the United Republic of Tanzania. Under the auspice of the International Civil Aviation Organization, no country left behind, the United Republic of Tanzania should never be left behind in any technological innovation that will support the growth of our community. Considering the participation of the National Civil Aviation Regulatory Authority, which is TCAA, we are very much honored for that, and we pledge to work together as stakeholders to make sure that we move forward as a nation. Honorable Deputy Minister, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, the role of Tanzania Civil Aviation is to ensure compliance with aviation safety and security standards. In this respect, we will continue to work with our partners at local and global levels to ensure that the rise of this new entrant, or rather unmanned aircraft technologies in aviation, is fairly regulated for the benefit of all stakeholders, especially other users of the airspace and the public at large. We have the users at the upper airspace, so the most important thing now is how to integrate the new entrants, which are the users at the very lower airspace and the users of the upper airspace, for safe operations of civil aviation. Honorable Deputy Minister, ladies and gentlemen, as TCAA, we have taken interim measures to ensure that operations of drones and other unmanned aircraft technologies are regulated by using industry-best practices. I must admit here that at the global level, at the International Civil Aviation organization, the works are still ongoing on establishing a regulatory regime to be adopted by all the contracting member states. That being the case, we as a nation also developed best practices and guidelines on how drones operations can be operated in the United Republic of Tanzania via our aeronautical information circular, which provides all the necessary requirements for the drone operator to comply. So while SICAO is working in progress, we have come up with this sort of arrangements in collaboration with the Civil Aviation Safety and Security Oversight Agents within the EAC, whereby they came up with the harmonized regulations on how drones can be regulated. We are in the final stage of promulgating the regulations, and in the very near future, we are going to have a legal framework for the same. Honorable Deputy Minister, ladies and gentlemen, the current interim measures have aided in putting in place control surging of drones operation in our country, while ensuring that our airspace remains safe and secure for small, medium, large, very wide-bodied commercial civil aviation. We want to have integrated framework for safe operations of all airspace users in the United Republic of Tanzania. Honorable Deputy Minister, ladies and gentlemen, at a regulatory level, we are aware of the potential security threats that may be posed by unmanned aircraft systems. These threats are also addressed at both national and international levels in collaboration with our important stakeholders, the UAS operators, government organs, and ICAO. And that's why one of the requirements in the United Republic of Tanzania is for the drone operator to be registered and authorized by responsible authorities. And we have three major authorities that are responsible for the same. So we have the Ministry of Defense through Tanzania People's Defense Force. They will have to authorize. But again, the drones applicant should also be vetted by the Tanzania Intelligence Services before finally Tanzania's Civil Aviation Authority can give you the authorization with do's and the don'ts as far as operation of your drones operations are concerned. So we are at the liberty to offer assistance in facilitating the processes to enhance security in collaborative manner with our stakeholders, notwithstanding. It's just like somebody at your house, you are opening your window to get fresh air, but sometimes it's not necessary you get only fresh air. Sometimes insects might come, of which you did not intend for them to come. Your intention was fresh air, and then you have some others also coming in. And that's why it's very important to put up a sort of a regulatory framework so that you get what you intended. Honorable Deputy Minister, ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity also to reiterate support of our organization, as I've said, in facilitating these operations and other systems in the usage of our airspace. Honorable Deputy Minister, ladies and gentlemen, the fact that the Lake Victoria Challenge aims, as I've said before, at improving lives of 30 million people living along the shore. It was necessary for us as regulator to support. And we are very much delighted that the ministry also support. And that's why we have the Deputy Minister here today with us on this very important initiative. And this is because drones will offer a starting point for a radically new model of low cost, fast, and accessible means of carriage to provide rural towns in this area and villages with access to essential and modern services for economic and social development. I am very much convinced all stakeholders in the operations of unmanned aircraft system will continue to work together with the regulator, TCAA, to realize many of our social goals and economic goals in the United Republic of Tanzania, in Africa, and beyond. And that is an agenda that we are speaking at the Civil Aviation Air Navigation Services Organization, CANZO, which is the worldwide organization which I appear to be the chairman for this international organization in Africa. No country will be left behind, and the United Republic of Tanzania will never be left behind. I believe we can exploit the technologies and learn from the challenges during this trial and come up with the best solution for a sustainable and better future in the United Republic of Tanzania. Thank you so much.